Hola amigos, ¿qué tal? Stuart here from Spain Speaks with another food review video. I'm going to order some food from a local restaurant, this time a local seafood restaurant, a restaurant that specializes in Spanish seafood. So I'm going to try that today. Now the first thing I have to do is order the food, and for that I will go to a food app here in Spain called Glovo, and we'll order the food. So let's check out what they've got on offer. Now, as we can see, the restaurant is called Maroma. They offer delivery, around 15 to 25 minutes for that delivery. Excellent rating, 97%. And let's have a look at some of the food. Now, this one has caught my attention, mollete de atún rojo. So I'm going to order one of those. So let's whack that in. And this one here, salmorejo negro, also looks very, very tasty. I'll order one of those as well. So let's check it out, $7.90 for that, €10 for the other, so $17.90. I'll include a courier tip of €1. The courier, as we can see, will get the full amount, so that's good. And now all we have to do is pay the total amount, €18.90. Away we go, and then bang, Bob's your uncle. And now all I have to do is wait for the food to arrive. Okay, so the food has arrived. Here we have the salmorejo negro, and here we have the mollete de atún. Now I'm going to open this one up first, and this is the salmorejo negro. Now salmorejo, if you are familiar with salmorejo here in Spain, it's similar to gazpacho normally. It's normally a red tomato-based type of thick soup, if you like. But this one here, it has used squid ink to get it black. And as we can see here, the texture looks very, very good. Now, what I will say is that the restaurant that I've ordered this food from is one of the top restaurants in my local area, one of the top seafood restaurants. So I think that this meal today is going to be very, very delightful, not to use the word tasty, indeed. I'm going to wash it down with a red wine. This is a red wine from the Palate area here in Spain, which is in the Zaragoza province. The wine is called Ateca, old wine, Garnacha 2019. So we'll pour that because, as we know, you can't have a menu or a lunch here in Spain without a decent drop of wine. And as we can see here, a nice deep red, fruity. And I've already tried it. I opened this bottle yesterday, and it is a very, very nice wine. And I'll tell you a story about the wine as I go through the meal. So, time to plate up. Now, I'm going to start with this. This was, as I said, salmorejo negro with chipirones, which is a type of squid. So I'm going to put this into the plate here. As we can see, black, 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 thick, which has the normal consistency of a salmorejo here in Spain, which, as I said before, is the thicker version of gazpacho, if you like. It has more bread to thicken it up, and this has little pieces of squid in it as well. So this looks to be absolutely delightful. Now I've got two serviettes here because I reckon I'm going to get black teeth from eating this salmorejo negro, the black salmorejo. So let's dig in and check it out. So let's try this little bit first. Wow. So the first thing that has hit my palate is a strong taste of vinegar. So what they've done here is, I reckon that there is tomato in this, but to get it the black color, they've added that squid ink. So I reckon it's a traditional salmorejo. I don't know that for sure, but I think that's what it is, which has been darkened with the squid ink. Now we've got these pieces of chipperon, which is like a baby squid, so I'm going to try one of those as well. What I'll say is that this is a very interesting take on the classic salmorejo. I haven't seen this on menus before. I'm going to be honest, this I don't know if it's original to this restaurant or not, but I haven't seen this type of salmorejo on too many restaurants, if I've seen it at all. Here in Spain, it's the first time that I've ever tried it. It's not the first time that I have tried calamares in su propia tinta, which is like a black rice dish with calamar, squid, and also with the squid ink to make it dark. Normally you'll see plenty of rice dishes that have that characteristic, but this is the first time that I've seen the salmorejo version of this. So I'm going to dig in and eat some more. And The seafood flavour is also coming through. So I picked a winner with this. Now this was a €10 dish. And if you went to a restaurant, this would be for one person. I'd say getting it takeaway, there's enough here for two. This is a little bit smaller, but there's enough here for two people, I reckon, because as you can see here, I've got a full plate. But I am enjoying this meal, salmorejo negro. Now the chippirones, these little things here, you can't see them too well, but they have been fried, okay? So they have been fried, the chippirones. Very, very tasty. A little bit of crunch also coming off the fried squid there. This dish, an absolute winner. I'm going to finish it off and enjoy it. You can see the consistency of this here sticking to the plate. Very thick. So they've used bread to thicken it up. I can't resist it. So I'm going to push this to one side. Leave the plate here. I'm going to cleanse my palate. And I'm going to get stuck in to the second thing that I've ordered, which is a mollete de atún rojo. Now I'm just going to clean my mouth, my teeth also, because you can get black stains on your teeth and on your lips when you eat this squid ink. So remember that. Now I'm going to try this wine. Now this is one of the lesser known wine areas in Spain, Palate. But if you get a good wine from Palate, you will not be disappointed. And this one here is exactly that. It's called Ateca. Ateca is a village in Calatayud, not far from the city of Calatayud, not far from the city of Zaragoza either. I went there a few years ago, about 8 years ago. I went to this village with my parents. We went to a place called the Monasterio de Piedra. And if you're in Spain, visit that, please. It is a fantastic part of Spain to visit. And we stopped off in this village called Ateca, and I bought this wine there. And I was impressed by the wine then, and I'm still impressed by this wine today. So definitely a wine I would recommend here in Spain. Around €11 a bottle. Not cheap. €11, decent for this type of wine. And as I said, it's a Grenache or Garnacha as they call it here, 2019, and as we can see here, old vines. So definitely a wine worth checking out if you can find it. But what I will say is that you won't find this wine in most supermarkets. You'll have to go to a specialty wine store, I believe, to find this wine Ateca. But put it on your list of wines to try here in Spain. Another sip. Delightful. So I'll get that out of the way. Now, let's open this one up. And what I've got here is, as I said before, mollete. Now, if you're not sure what a mollete is, it's a special type of bun which comes from the Andalusia region, a place called Antequera, I think it originates from, in the province of Malaga, up in the mountains there in Malaga. And it's a very light, fluffy bun. This has come with chips, and inside we have atún rojo, like a little burger of tuna with some pickles as well, and also a type of mayonnaise. Now I'm going to have to check what type of mayonnaise it is, but I think it's some type of garlic mayonnaise, maybe a little bit of wasabi in there as well. And I'm sure it's going to explode in my mouth when I try this little mollete de atún. So I've hit an absolute winner here today. €10 for this, $7.90 for this. I'm going to dig in, check out what it's like. It's not that big. I think I've chosen well there. I'm going to get some chips on my plate as well. The first thing I'm going to do is check out one of these chips. Yep, hand cut, fresh chip, a little bit soggy. Obviously coming in a takeaway container, so it's been sitting there for a little while. That would be my only complaint. But as we can see, it is a chip that has been hand cut, and I always enjoy that here in Spain when you do get a decent potato or a decent chip that has been hand cut and not the typical one that comes out of a plastic bag. The restaurant that I have chosen today, Maroma, It's a restaurant that has a southern Spanish theme, coming from the Andalusia region, probably Cadiz around there, I would say, because the red tuna is very popular down in Cadiz. I'm just going to slice into this burger here. And we can see that it is well cooked. And we'll see what the tuna tastes like in just a moment. So I'll just prop that up there. Now, when it comes to seafood here in Spain, there are different parts of the country that specialize in seafood. You've got the northwest, Galicia, specializing in seafood, mussels, crabs, gooseneck barnacles, things like that, Galicia. Asturias, another place in the north of the country, not famous for seafood, more famous for meat dishes, but nevertheless, you can get decent seafood up there. Cantabria, also decent seafood. Basque Country, good seafood. Then you start with Barcelona or the Catalonia region, Girona in the north, work your way down the Mediterranean coast. You can find decent seafood all along that Mediterranean coast, coming down into Almeria, where you get good seafood as well. Malaga, famous for its fried fish, and then across to the end of Spain, before you hit Portugal, Cadiz, Huelva, which is where this restaurant is themed, I believe. And that is also famous for fried fish, the Cadiz area, Huelva. Very, very good quality seafood coming out of that part of Spain. So, another chip. Let's dig into this. I'm going to eat this with my hands as a mollete or a burger. It's a burger, but with a special type of bread, the mollete. Let's check it out. So, the first thing that exploded in my mouth was the taste of the tuna. Strong tuna, tasty tuna, don't get me wrong. I like tuna. And the way that it's been done here in a burger, fantastic. It was a soft burger, flavoursome. The wasabi mayonnaise, also fundamental, I think, for this mollete or burger. And the pickle or gherkin gives it a great touch too. Now I'm going to dig in for some more. Got a few flies buzzing around here. Let's tuck in for some more. The bread is soft. The bread is moist. It's absorbed the juices from the tuna, and also with the mayonnaise on the bottom, it's absorbed both of those, and very, very flavoursome indeed. The consistency of the tuna burger, fantastic. Flavoursome, well seasoned, 10 out of 10. It's a joy to eat. We can see the pickle there. I think this pickle has been sitting in some type of brine. You can see the colour of the pickle here. I'll just pop that on top. Dig in again. A very good balance between the tuna, the pickle, the mayonnaise, that wasabi mayonnaise. A delight to eat. The chips, they could have been a little bit crispier, but I'm not complaining. Now, some of you are probably thinking, why am I not drinking a white wine with this seafood meal? And the fact of the matter is that I don't have a cold white wine available. The only one I have is this one. But I'm not one of these people that says that you've got to drink white wine with seafood and red wine with meat and other dishes like that. I don't care. I can have red or white. I don't mind. So I'm not a wine snob in that regard. So, a quick summary of the delightful meal that I have had today, starting with this fantastic salmorejo negro, which is like a version of a traditional dish here in Spain, salmorejo. Normally it would be orange or red, given the influence of tomatoes, but this one here, black, because it has the squid ink in it, and very, very tasty. A vinegar taste running through it. Spanish vinegar, of course, the white wine Spanish vinegar or the Jerez vinegar. Very, very tasty. And an absolute treat inside this was these little mini baby squids that were fried. Very, very tasty indeed. And also helping to thicken up this salmorejo, which, as we can see here, the consistency is very, very good indeed. So a fantastic dish. Highly recommend it if you see it on the menu, or also the normal salmorejo, a very tasty dish. Get that out of the way. Now, the second thing that I tried today was this mollete, the atún rojo, as we can see here. The consistency of the burger, if you like, the tuna burger, very, very nice, moist, tasty, well seasoned. It had a nice pickle in there as well, and also some wasabi mayonnaise. Absolute treat. Recommend it. Again, if you see it on the menu, or even if you see red tuna on the menu here in Spain, I would recommend getting it because it is especially from the south of Spain. The chips, a little bit soggy, could have been fried a little bit better, but again, I'm putting that down to the container, the issues there. And the wine, a nice red wine from the Palate area, close to Zaragoza in the province of Aragon, an area which is also known for its red and white wines. This one here, Ateca, 2019, Old Vines, Grenache, or Garnacha as they call it here in Spain. Grenache, I think they say in French. Don't quote me on that because I don't speak French. But basically an enjoyable meal today. So questions and comments, please leave them in the section below. Debate the video out as you normally do. If you have tried any of these dishes that I have had today, whether it's the mollete, the tuna mollete, whether it is the salmorejo, the black salmorejo, or even the traditional salmorejo, let me know in that comment section below. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't. Try this wine, please. I recommend it. See you in the next one. Hasta luego. Buen provecho.